Okay, so one of the questions on the final will be what are some of the, you need to be able to explain the positives of imperialism. So, imperialism again is when you have a stronger, more advanced technologically country who takes over a weaker, less technologically advanced country. So one of the versions of imperialism was the protectorate, where they would use their military to kind of protect the conquered land, and obviously one of the positives could be the fact that they would protect them. The other one was the sphere of influence, where it's more about business than military, where only they were allowed to do business there. So, as far as a positive, these conquered nations could be protected in one way or another by the stronger country, and that interaction with the stronger country did bring some benefits to them. Like, for example, here in Africa, even though the European countries, they look down upon the Africans as if they need help from the white Europeans, they did learn a lot of new things, new technology. They learned about religion that they'd never heard before. And for a lot of conquered Africans and other places around the world, conquered peoples, that was a good thing. And it did improve the life of a lot of different conquered peoples, the technology, the education, religion, and just new ways of doing things, and just learning from a different people. You take a look here, an example. So on your test, you're going to want to be thinking of examples as well. So in the Muslim regions, we talked about Egypt, how they were first ruled by the Ottoman Empire, and then they said, hey, you know what, we want to be like the Europeans. Well, they learned from European technology to build the Suez Canal. That was a positive for Egypt because that allowed them to make a lot of money, and that canal still exists today. And Egypt's making money charging people to use the canal to as a shortcut. So in the past, you would have, if you're from Europe up here, you would have to take your your boat all the way around Africa down here just to get to Asia. So now you go through the canal here, and you have a huge shortcut. So a huge positive was that the Egypt, they learned some new technology, and really it helped them business wise. In India, it was similar. India got to the point where they learned so much from the British that they said, "Hey, British, we don't need you anymore," and they got their freedom. So it was a huge help for them. So, long story short, for your test, when you talk about the positives of imperialism, you're gonna have to write as many examples and ideas about how conquered peoples learned and then got better because they were conquered and learned these new ideas, technology, education, religion, and other things. So we have examples of India. A lot of Indians really learned a lot of good education, ways of government from the British. You know, we saw how the Egyptians learned a lot about technology and business from Europeans. So we have a couple examples there. So again, think of as many reasons that were positive, and throw out a few examples. You should be able to write at least a paragraph on the positives of imperialism.